Right now, working for you, staying warm this winter without driving up your SDG&E bill. How to keep your costs down. Plus, scammers are on the lookout for people needing quick repairs. The warning signs you need to know to protect your wallet. And the U.S. ended production of the penny. The impact that's having on local restaurants and their customers. Hello to you, and thank you so much for being with us here. I'm Neda Iranpour, and here at CBS 8, we are working for you. We're listening to your concerns, investigating your questions, and finding solutions that matter in our community. We do want to begin with our weather, especially at night. It's been getting pretty chilly all across San Diego, which means people are starting to use those heaters. But before you crank yours up, there are some important things homeowners should know. CBS 8's Brian White working for you on this to find you ways to save while keeping warm this season.
Yeah, these cooler temperatures have a lot of us reaching for that thermostat and firing up the furnace. So let's talk about ways to save on that heating bill. Heating costs largely come down to your home size, the type of heater, and how often you run it. Gas heaters can add up to $60 or more, but electric heaters can spike bills much higher, especially during the coldest months. SDG&E says one of the simplest ways to save money is your thermostat. They recommend setting it to 68 degrees during the day and lowering it at night if you can. Dropping the temperature just 3 to 5 degrees can save up to 10% on heating costs. And if you live in a place without a thermostat, sealing gaps around windows and doors can help keep warm air inside. Saving money also comes down to making sure your heating system is ready to go before that first cold night to prevent costly repairs. When you turn your heater on for the first time, a little prep goes a long way. Experts say the first thing to check is this filter right here. You want to make sure it's not clogged with any dirt, and that can help prevent early breakdowns. Heating technician Arik Lewis says a clogged filter forces your heater to work overtime, and that means higher bills.
You're going to be in a situation where your system will then work harder than it needs to, right? So you want it to breathe freely, so we want to make sure that that filter stays clean.
He recommends giving your furnace a quick visual check, looking for dust, dirt, water leaks, rust, or anything out of the ordinary.
You want to, again, make sure that there's no obvious signs of any type of water damage or any type of weird smell that's coming from there.
If you have a gas furnace, he says, make sure the gas shutoff valve works properly and the exhaust vent is clear so carbon monoxide can safely flow out of your home.
That exhaust gas, again, is dangerous and it's harmful for us, so we want to get that outside.
He says just a few minutes of prep can help your heater run more efficiently and save you money as the colder nights roll in. Working for you, Brian White, CBS 8.
Okay, hopefully that'll help you out. San Diego has already been hit with some storms this season, and that wet weather helped homeowners find leaks in their roofs, especially that initial storm before Thanksgiving. Now scammers are paying attention to the forecast. They are ready to take advantage of what might be a stressful situation. CBS 8's Steve Price working for you with tips from an industry professional.
If you've ever had to deal with a roof leak, you know it is a stressful situation. You want it fixed fast before it rains again and mold can start setting in. But experts say acting too fast can lead to even bigger problems. Water dripping from the smoke alarm and bubbles in the ceiling. You don't need a roofer to know this is bad.
Every time it rains in San Diego, we get an influx of calls.
Eric Richardson with Roofing Specialists of San Diego says every time it rains hard in San Diego, he gets flooded with calls, but he only has so many workers. So getting back to everyone takes time, and that's when the trouble starts. Customers rush to get someone out there fast.
They get into a panic. They finally find somebody that answers, and they don't do a bunch of back-end checking. They don't check for their workers' comp, their liability insurances, reviews, because they have a live person ready to solve their issues.
Working for you, we asked Eric for red flags to spot trouble with a roofer. He says pressure to sign something immediately is tip number one. He recommends getting multiple estimates and make sure everything is in writing.
In the scope of work, in the estimate, what type of material, how many square feet, how many lineal feet. If we run into woodwork, do you have a menu that tells me 1x2s, 2x2s, 2x8s, 2x4s, sheets of plywood, broken down per piece, per foot?
The California Contractor State License Board adds you should never pay cash, never pay more than 10% down or $1,000, whichever is less, and don't make a final payment until you are satisfied all contract expectations have been met. Eric also recommends getting references.
Nextdoor, Yelp, go on Google and simply Google roofing contractor and start to build a list.
Eric understands leaks are stressful. His advice, if you see a bubble in your ceiling, poke a hole to let the water out and keep a bucket underneath, limiting the damage.
If it starts to splash, put a towel in the bucket to minimize the splash. Put a towel under the bucket, move electronics.
One last tip to pass along. Prepare for the rain before it arrives. Get up on your roof, clean out those gutters and the downspouts so that the water doesn't back up there and send it into your home. Reporting from Mission Hills, Steve Price, CBS 8.
Yeah, it can be a nightmare if you find out when it's too late, Steve. Thank you. A U.S. Mint stopped making pennies last month, and a shortage is already hitting businesses. So what happens when stores cannot give back exact change? CBS 8's Alex Lai working for you to see how local businesses are now adapting.
Well, the end of pennies also applies to restaurants, so there will be a change if you're trying to pay with cash. We're working for you to find out what restaurants are doing to adjust to this change and how it affects you as a customer. With pennies no longer being produced, spare change is suddenly getting complicated. Many businesses can't get more from the bank, leaving them with a decision to make.
I heard the news about a month ago. I actually went to the bank a week later and got their last $5 pennies. I'm using those remaining pennies left, and once those are gone, we're no longer going to accept pennies.
John Tran, co-owner of Matcha Cafe Maiko and Ramen Station in Kearney Mesa, says once the supply is gone, they'll round cash totals to the nearest nickel.
My opinion is that financially it won't affect our business. Rounding up or rounding down, it'll balance out. But from the customer standpoint, it's going to take a little getting used to.
They'll put up a sign so customers know, a sign similar to this one posted at the Wendy's on Convoy Street.
Hi, I'm wondering if your location is still accepting pennies.
Working for you, I called all 11 Wendy's in San Diego. Only 2, Convoy and Piper Ranch Road, are not accepting pennies at all. The other 9 still do, but say they won't be receiving any more.
You don't have any to give back to them?
When they run out, they'll round down, giving cash customers a few cents in savings. McDonald's says some locations are also rounding to the nearest nickel. Go-To Foods, the parent company of Auntie Anne's, Cinnabon, and Jamba Juice, recommend stores also round in the customer's favor. And Kroger is still accepting pennies, but prefers customers pay with exact change. So what should you do with the pennies you still have?
If we get to the point where restaurants stop taking those, then the penny then becomes virtually worthless.
The short answer, USD economics professor Alan Jin says, is nothing different.
The connotation that the penny is going to be worth a lot because there aren't any isn't necessarily true.
Yeah, there are just so many pennies out in circulation that it would take a long time, I think, for them to get scarce.
So while saving or spending a few cents won't matter much to customers, the impact on businesses is still taking shape.
So time will tell how it impacts.
Working for you, Alex Lai, CBS 8.
Still ahead here, we are looking at response times for San Diego police. We're going to show you how staffing shortages are affecting some of the non-emergency calls. Plus, getting through airport security without a ticket, what you need to make it happen. New data shows the San Diego Police Department is slow to respond to non-emergency calls. This report from the Police Officers Association of California says it's because of staffing shortages. For serious but lower priority crimes like missing children and domestic violence, the department averages a 36-minute response time, more than double the 14-minute goal. Right now, the department is budgeted for 2,000 officers, but they have 200 vacancies and more than 100 officers still in training.
Staffing is a huge crisis. It continues to be a crisis over the last decade or so, getting worse from 2020 on. And what happens with staffing is it causes a lot of problems for the community, particularly with high response times, increased overtime, which costs extra money, and we're seeing that time and time again.
And he's with the San Diego Police's union there, SDPOA. Head to CBS8.com. You can look at the full report. San Diego International Airport offering a new pass that allows access into the terminal, even through security, without needing a ticket. This will allow you to greet your family and friends at their gate for the first time in decades, but only a limited number of these passes will be given out each day. CBS 8's Abby Black working for you to explain how to get one of these.
With my electronic SAN pass on my phone, I can now go through security and visit the new Terminal 1 for the day without a plane ticket.
You can be there all day. You can start in the morning and, leave in the night.
The pass is free and it's simple to apply. Let me walk you through how I did it this morning. I logged on to SAN.org, chose the SAN pass, submitted my legal name that's on my TSA approved ID, which is my real ID, my visit date, terminal choice, and some personal information.
I literally just applied for it and got it.
I was accepted seconds later.
You can apply as early as 7 days in advance, and you will be notified the morning of. If you decide to apply on the day of, there's about a 15-minute turnaround time.
I talked to a spokesperson at the airport who says this program is operated by TSA. The airport just manages it. TSA stopped allowing non-ticketed visitors after 9/11, so this is a big change.
I think it's fantastic.
And passengers I talked to are loving it.
I remember when my mom used to do that for my aunt whenever she'd come and visit, and I just remember it being such a big moment. It felt like they were coming out of some portal or something.
Keep in mind, only 60 passes are available per day for both terminals combined, but if approved, you can stay as long as you'd like and you don't need to accompany a ticketed passenger.
It could be a date night. You could decide that you wanted to go try some of the restaurants.
Here's what you need to know about the application process. First, apply at SAN.org no more than 7 days in advance or day of. Either way, you'll find out that day. A real ID is required. If approved, you must show the electronic pass that was sent to you via email. It must be in digital form, no paper copies. And you will go through standard TSA screening. They do not allow TSA pre-check or clear.
It gives that little extra special touch and allows you to go across security and see your family or friends come right off the gate.
Working for you, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Get ready to pay more if you're still flying without that real ID. Do you have one with that bear and the star on it? Starting February 1st, those travelers without a real ID or an acceptable alternative like a passport will have to pay a non-refundable fee of $45. That fee pays to verify their identity through TSA's alternative Confirm ID system. That fee can be paid online before you go to the airport, and the TSA says it'll cover the cost of the verification process, a cost they say taxpayers should not have to cover. That's why they're going to charge you. Reaction to the upcoming fee is mixed among travelers.
That's ridiculous. It's already expensive enough to travel and go places and just live in San Diego, not to mention having to pay extra money.
$45 is not that much. I feel like we had 3 years to do it. Maybe let's get it done.
And most travelers have gotten the message. According to the TSA, 94% of flyers are using the real ID or any other acceptable form of ID. I always take the passport, global entry as well. Changes are coming to the San Diego Zoo, the new costs outside the gates, and who will have to pay. Welcome back. Big changes are coming to the San Diego Zoo in the new year, and it starts right there in the parking lot. For the first time, most people will have to pay to park. The zoo recently revealed its paid parking plan, part of the city's larger effort to have paid parking in Balboa Park. CBS 8's Shannon Handy working for you to share these details on how much it'll cost and when this takes effect.
This all starts January 5th. If you are a zoo member, you will not have to pay to park, but you do have to register your car. As for visitors, it will cost you $16 a day. News that isn't sitting well with people I spoke with.
Today was a prime example of just how popular the San Diego Zoo is. It's one of our region's most visited attractions and has offered free parking since its inception. But starting January 5th, That structure will change as a paid parking plan goes into effect.
I don't like it. I think the park should be accessible and free for people.
It might be cost prohibitive to some people who are on the fence of other activities.
It didn't take long to find people unhappy about what's to come, both visitors and members alike.
It's just unfair, and it's bad for the people of San Diego and the visitors of San Diego.
The good news, if you're a member, you will not have to pay for parking. Meanwhile, it will cost visitors a flat rate of $16 a day.
You guys won't have to pay.
I know, but I think it's still exclusive and annoying.
The zoo's lot, which holds about 3,000 vehicles, is city-owned land. Paying to park there is part of the city's broader plan of adding paid parking to the rest of Balboa Park in an effort to close a budget shortfall of more than $250 million. The zoo posted about the changes on its website and sent an email to members. Here's how the paid parking will work. For members, you need to go online, enter your membership number along with your license plate, and you're good to go for all future visits. If your license plate changes, you can update the information at any time. Non-members can either pay via credit card at kiosks that will be installed throughout the parking lot or on your smart device using a QR code that will also be installed on signs. You do not need to put a receipt in your dashboard. These same member versus non-member rules apply even to those parking in handicapped spaces. As for cheaper alternatives, you can opt for a daily pass to use at other Balboa Park lots or use a nearby meter, which range from $2.50 per hour with a $10 per day maximum. The zoo also offers free shuttles from Inspiration Point lot on President's Way. In addition, the Balboa Park tram is available with extended hours 7 days a week.
Again, this all starts January 5th. We do have information up on our website. Just go to CBS8.com and click on this story. Meanwhile, I asked a zoo spokesperson how much of the money will go to the city versus the zoo. They say negotiations are still ongoing. Reporting from outside the San Diego Zoo, I'm Shanna Handy for CBS 8.
Yes, some big changes to the way we would go to the zoo. We have an update now for EV drivers. Starting this month, solo electric vehicle drivers in California now subject to fines if they use carpool lanes. A 26-year-old perk that also included discounted bridge tolls has come to an end. The program officially expired in October, and the California Highway Patrol's 60-day grace period also passed, meaning citations are now being issued here in the month of December. We're told fines can be as high as $490. You don't want that. Fast food companies are losing customers due to higher prices. Up next, we're working for you on how restaurant apps and reward programs can help you save some money. And now fees at San Diego County parks are set to rise again at the start of the new year, a second increase in 12 months. The county says the higher rates will help cover rising costs. Most fees will go up only a few dollars, but reserving, say, a picnic area will jump by $25. To avoid the higher rates, the county suggests booking and paying before January 2nd. That's when the new fees will take effect. More details on San Diego County's website. Fast food has long been the cheap alternative for many Americans dining out, but rising prices have people cutting back. Fast food giants have noticed, and as CBS 8's Abby Black reports, they're rolling out these reward programs and apps to win customers back.
With fast food prices in San Diego higher than the national average, we're talking about $9 to $15 per meal, and that's on the cheap side. Every savings matters. We're working for you. I downloaded some apps and crunched the numbers so you don't have to, and here's how you can eat the savings.
Fast food is big money. 3 in 4 Americans eat out weekly, but a Lending Tree survey found 62% are cutting back due to high prices.
We actually did a study recently where the same meal at a local sit-down restaurant, burger, french fries, and drinks, was like $6 less than McDonald's.
I reached out to Matt Plapp, a restaurant industry expert. He says supporting local is best, but if fast food's your go-to, don't throw your money away. Cash in on their reward apps.
Anytime you can opt in to get something from a restaurant like that, do it.
Working for you, I spent the day checking out fast food apps, loyalty programs, sign-up perks, and birthday rewards.
It's a great place to save $1 or $2 here, get double points that add up to something. And there's a lot of perks that come when the restaurant has your email and phone number to consistently send you stuff.
There isn't one app that stands out, but many offer sign-up deals. McDonald's, free quarter pounder with cheese with $1 purchase. That's nearly $7 in savings. Chipotle, free guac valued at $5 with a $5 purchase.
Let me order from my phone.
I downloaded Wendy's and got a free 10-piece nugget with purchase.
What's the name again?
Abby?
Many offer exclusive promos not available in the store.
Would you like to add nacho fries to your order?
I found at Taco Bell a meal for two deal online saved me $27. Burger King, the Impossible Whopper meal was $2 cheaper on the app. Now, some offer free delivery, which matters. A Lending Tree survey found delivery can cost 80% more than your total bill. Loyalty programs accumulate fast, earn 10 points per dollar toward free food. And you can scan receipts to add points later. Now, there is one catch. Most apps only allow one perk per transaction, so you can't stack them.
I will say that a lot of restaurants also have shifted to offers outside of just their loyalty because a lot of consumers don't download apps.
These deals are not just fast food. Dine-in restaurants have them too.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Working for you, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Okay, hopefully that will help you on your next trip to get some food. U.S. consumers are paying more and getting less the holiday season. New data from Salesforce shows online shopping rose 3% on Black Friday, but much of that jump came from higher prices, up about 7%. Salesforce says recent tariff hikes are driving costs up, and shoppers are leaning into more expensive luxury and home goods. And a new Gallup survey finds lower and middle income households plan to cut back, while high-income consumers expect to spend a little more than last year. Okay, so a lot to talk about with holiday shopping. It's cost saving. Good luck to all of you who have to get all of that done. And remember, if there's anything you want us to look into, if you have any questions about what's going on around your neighborhood, go ahead and email us. Here it is, working for you at cbs8.com. So glad you're with us here on CBS 8 Plus, and have a great day.